briefly talk about creating a marketing plan and a calendar. How many of you have a marketing plan for your business, a written marketing plan? I knew Sharon. And it may not be as applicable for you in the position you're at right now, Wendy, but it's something to think about, and Amelia for yourself. I would highly encourage you to write a marketing plan. At first that sounds, oh, totally overwhelming. How can I do that? That's going to be covered in the workbook also. Mine, brief, 1 page, about 5 paragraphs. Does not have, is that how you found it?
Yeah,
Very brief, yeah. But very specific, with some specific goals that you want to reach for the year, or if you, sometimes I've created a marketing plan that starts out one way and 6 months later I've changed it mid-year to adjust according to what's working. And along with the marketing plan, I strongly encourage a marketing calendar. Do you use a marketing calendar?
Yeah.
May I ask how yours kind of works?
I just printed out blank pages from Outlook and just kind of writes it in, you know, what working events I'm going to do that month, when I'm going to send my easing, maybe what the topic for that month is, maybe my Keep in Touch campaign, what I might be doing that month, and I just print a whole year out once, kind of just pencil it all in.
Great, great. I have another suggestion I'd like to make as far as what worked for me to get started, something really simple, especially when you're first getting started and you don't have a whole lot to do yet, and you're thinking, well, I've got a blog, and I've got an e-zine, and I've got a Twitter, and I've got to do this, and you think, I can't do it all. Don't do it all. Create a simple Excel spreadsheet and have all your months down this column, January, February, and this is all in the workbook, so don't feel like you have to write this all down. March, have all 12 months coming down here. Pick one marketing strategy that you want to focus on that month. So this is going to be your strategy column. And this doesn't mean necessarily that you're only going to do that one marketing strategy in that month, but this is the one you're going to focus on. Because when I talked about earlier about marketing and being consistent and doing one thing more than 1 month in a row, I have found it very beneficial to focus on one thing in a month, maybe even 2 months in a row, really kind of hone it down and really see what's working and not working before moving on to something else. So maybe in January you decide that your strategy is going to be your blog. In February maybe you decide it's going to be your e-zine or your newsletter. So pick a different strategy, and it doesn't have to be 12 different strategies. It might be that you just choose 3 and then they repeat. And then you're going to have a column with some details. And my handwriting's horrible. That's okay. What I use this column for is it doesn't have to be very long, but maybe a couple of sentences of what I plan to do specifically that month for that strategy. So for example, back in April, I decided that for my blogging that particular month, I was going to create a blog post for every single day of the month. Specifically, I just wanted to see what would happen if I blogged every single day of the month. And it didn't even have to be like something great. I just decided it had to be something, you know, even if one, and I mean Saturday and Sunday. I decided every single day that month I was going to blog something. And if on Saturday all it was I had a great day at the beach with my kids, that's fine. I was going to blog something every single day that month and just see what happened with my traffic. It was very interesting. It actually was, yes. It was.
Because I know, I see you, because, well, at least on Facebook, I see you all the time, and I'm just like,
I hope I'm not.
how does she come, no, I'm just like,
She
how does
sits
she
at her
come up with all
computer
this
24
stuff?
hours a day, 7 days a week, or not.
Coming
I'm
up.
still working with, I'm working with Hootsuite, so I can
Yes,
do.
I love
I like that one, but I noticed it doesn't go to my website for some reason. I thought I had it set up that way, so.
To your blog at your website?
Yeah,
And I know you use a different.
I use that webs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we might be able to look at that. So, no, I definitely did notice a difference, or yes, I did. And those things are also mentioned in the workbook. And I found increased traffic, increased comments, increased click-throughs to my website. It was a really great thing to do. I could not do that all the time. I don't recommend that. I do not do it now.
But that would be something simple that I could do. You know, something like, because I'm on the computer most of the day, and you know, I just like I said, I have to come up with stuff to write.
And that is something we're going to talk about later as far as for our newsletters, but the same principles would apply for your blog. And it might be because you haven't been blogging as much as you'd like. Maybe blogging every single day isn't a realistic goal for you right yet. Maybe it'd be 3 times a week that you commit Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. You make it up. Again, I have 2 more columns. This one is just a plus or a minus column, and this one is my comments column. What I use the plus or minus column for is at the end of the month, or the beginning of the next month, I would go back and review. So how did that work? Was it a good thing and it really was a positive? I would plus it. In February when I worked on my e-zine, how did that work for me? Maybe I totally blew off the e-zine that month because I was busy, got sick, who knows. So it was a negative. Just something to see. Did it work? Did it not work? Don't go into too much more detail there.
And some people use a plus and a 0 because they're much easier to differentiate.
There
So
you
that
go. You might
either
use a 0.
it did something good or it did nothing at all is how I differentiate.
There you go.
That's just what
Sometimes we
some
think
people
alike,
might
sometimes we don't. And then the last column, comments, again, at the beginning of the next month when I go back, then in my comments column, that's where I'm going to write what did, specifically, what did really work well in that strategy, or what didn't, why didn't it? Write something there that will help me to figure out next time I do that, is that still a strategy I want to use, and if so, what do I need to change? Or is it a strategy that maybe really didn't work for me, and maybe I'll try it again next year, but I'm taking it off right now. And this helped me as I went through every month to determine, and I'll tell you, at the end of the first year when I did this, there were a couple strategies I just threw out the door. Said, I don't want to waste my time doing that. And then there were others like the blogging that I thought that was really good and I'm going to keep doing that. So I just would recommend, for everybody they could do something different. For me, this really worked well. I just created a very simple Excel spreadsheet and then I printed that out and had that available, but then I could adjust it to as I needed to. And it really helped me to stay focused on my marketing. And some other marketing